The big story is from Chhattisgarh, which is voting in the second and final phase of polling for the state assembly elections. Today, voting is being held in 72 seats across 19 districts. 1,079 candidates, including 119 women, are in the fray in the second phase. Over 1.5 crore voters are eligible to cast their ballot, including over 76 lakh female voters and 940 of the third gender. Of the 72 seats, 46 are from the general category, while 9 are reserved for scheduled castes and 17 for scheduled tribes. The highest number of 46 contestants are in the Raipur City South constituency, while the lowest number of 6 candidates are in the Binda seat. Former Chief Minister Ajit Jogi is among the many high-profile candidates whose fate would be sealed today. Jogi is contesting from Marwahi. Apart from him, the fate of 10 ministers is also at stake in this phase. 76.28% polling was registered in the first phase of voting. More than 1 lakh security personnel have been deployed to ensure free and fair elections. All right, my colleague Panchanan Mishra is now joining us live from Raipur. A very good morning, Panchanan. So the voting must be beginning in a short while from now. And, you know, after promising 76.28% turnout that we saw in the first phase of Chhattisgarh polls, today, second phase of voting will see voting for, 72 seats. What more can you tell us about what is happening there?
Good morning, Aishwarya, and we can show you very good visuals. It's a Raipur assembly seat, Raipur South assembly seat, and usually in urban areas there are the voting comes in the later hours. But here you can see the voting has to begin around 8 a.m. But you can see the queues. The two booths are here, and there are lines, and the people who are waiting to vote here, who want to come first for the voting. Are visible here in the lines of Raipur South seat, and it's a quite good trend that Election Commission has made a quite awareness regarding the voting pattern, and that is the fallout of it. It's a job that many people are here for the voting, and as far as the issues we are concerned, that this time this election is very much crucial for the Raman Singh, because after 3 consecutive terms. He is now going for the 4th term, and the opposition parties are banking only on the anti-incumbency factor, because in the entire Chhattisgarh we visited, there is no clear-cut issue against the Raman Singh. That only one factor is there, anti-incumbency, and that's for from contemporary BJP and Congress contest. This time, the entrance of Ajit Jogi with the alliance with BSP, the many seats has gone into the triangular fight. So it's interesting to see that on which line this time the voters will come. But the Election Commission has made elaborate security arrangements, because some of the polling booths are still sensitive in this phase, in this 72 phase, 72 seats. So, and you can see just behind me there is a wheelchair also, and this is made for the young persons who can come to vote here, so that they don't get any difficulty. And also Sangwari booths means especially designed for women to provide special assistance to women. There are many Sangwari booths has been created in entire 72 seats. So Election Commission has made a elaborate arrangement to increase the voting percentage. As we saw in the first phase, there was a very good turnout, around 76% in the 18 assembly seat, which was mostly Naxal affected. So we have to see that what percentage will be here.
Right. Of course, so the signs are very good, because we can see that even before 8 in the morning, when the voting is scheduled to start, there are already serpentine queues outside the polling booths, Panchanan. And in this phase, more than 1.5 crore people are eligible to vote in over 19,000 polling booths, deciding the fate of many high-profile leaders as well. Thank you so much, Panchanan, for all those updates there. We'll keep coming back to you. On to the news from other poll-bound states. First up, news from Madhya Pradesh, and Prime Minister Modi will continue campaigning today in poll-bound Madhya Pradesh. He will address 2 rallies in Jhabua and in Rewa. Voting for single-phase elections in the state is due for the 28th of this month. The state has a 230-seat assembly. Remember, the Prime Minister had last week addressed multiple rallies in the state. And also, BJP President Amit Shah addressed election rallies in poll-bound Madhya Pradesh on Monday. He credited the Shivraj Singh Chauhan government for working tirelessly for the poor and the farmers and said that the state government is providing interest-free loan to the farmers. He also targeted the opposition Congress and said that the party is suffering from Modi phobia.
15 साल हो गए, आप भी भूल गए हो। 18% पर ऋण कांग्रेस सरकार देती थी। उमा भारती को आपने चुना, बाद में शिवराज जी आए और 15 साल के भारतीय जनता पार्टी के शासन में 18 से 15, 15 से 12, 12 से 11, 11 से 6, 6 से 4 और आज 0% सूद पर ऋण देने का काम है भारतीय जनता पार्टी।
News from Rajasthan, where scrutiny of nomination takes place for the Rajasthan Assembly polls. 3,164 candidates have filed nominations so far. The BJP released its fifth list of 8 candidates for the polls. State Minister Yunus Khan has been fielded to contest against Congress leader Sachin Pilot from Tonk seat. And after the Congress fielded a Pilot in Tonk, the BJP brainstormed and replaced Ajit Singh Mehta, who figured in the first list issued on 11th of November. Yunus Khan is a sitting MLA from the Dwana constituency, and the Congress meanwhile also released the list of its remaining candidates for the Rajasthan Assembly election on Sunday, declaring 11 new names and replacing 3 previously declared nominees. It has left 5 seats for its allies. And with this, the Congress and its allies have announced party-wise distribution on 199 seats out of the total 200 in the state for the 7th of December election. The Congress had declared 152 candidates in the first list and 32 in the second list. And on the last day of filing nominations in Rajasthan on Monday, State Congress Chief Sachin Pilot filed his nomination from the Tonk Assembly seat, and he expressed confidence that his party will make a comeback in the state with a sizable margin. He said that the assembly election in the state is a fight between the ideologies of his party and the BJP. Remember, Pilot will face Yunus Khan, who is the only Muslim candidate pitted in the election by the BJP.
अपना नामांकन दाखिल किया है। मुझे लगता है कि न सिर्फ टोंक के अंदर लेकिन पूरे राजस्थान के अंदर कांग्रेस पार्टी को अप्रत्याशित बहुमत मिलेगा। वसुंधरा जी की 5 साल की सरकार का जो ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है, जो रिपोर्ट कार्ड है, जनता के सामने है। मैं समझता हूं जो पब्लिक का पिछले 5 साल का इंतजार था, जो निराश थी, नाराज थी और इंतजार कर रही थी कि कब मौका उनको मिले मतदान कर इस सरकार को यहां से हटाएं और नई सरकार का निर्माण होगा। मैं पूरा विश्वास मुझे है कि 7 दिसंबर को जो मतदान होगा उसमें कांग्रेस पार्टी को अप्रत्याशित बहुमत मिलेगा।
News from poll-bound Telangana now, where the scrutiny of nominations for the 7th of December polls takes place today. As many as 3,584 nominations have been filed by various political parties. Telangana caretaker ministers K.T. Raman Rao and Jagdish Reddy and the state Congress working president Revati Reddy were among the prominent leaders who filed their nominations on Monday. The last day for the withdrawal of nominations is the 22nd of this month. The TRS and the BJP are going it alone in the elections to the 119-member assembly, while the main opposition Congress is heading a grand alliance and is contesting in 94 seats. Campaigning has picked up pace for the state polls. K. Chandrasekhar Rao addressed 2 rallies on Monday, and top leaders including Prime Minister Modi, BJP Chief Amit Shah, UPA Chairperson Sonia Gandhi, Congress President Rahul Gandhi are expected to hit the campaign trail in the state in the coming days. News from the Northeast, where in Mizoram, BJP chief Amit Shah will release the party's vision document for the state. Shah will also address two public rallies for the polls that will be held on the 28th of this month. Mizoram has a 40-member assembly. Meanwhile, Congress President Rahul Gandhi will also be campaigning in the state. He is scheduled to address two rallies in Champhai and in Aizawl. Mizoram is the only state where Congress is in power in the Northeast at present.